Hi guys, we are back here again at the Close Call podcast, and what a game it has been between the Royal Challengers Bangalore and the Sunrisers Hyderabad. I mean, another really close match at the Chepauk Stadium in Chennai. After, if you guys watched yesterday's match between the Kolkata Knight Riders and the Mumbai Indians, somewhat similar in a way. I mean, another team who just couldn't chase that not so big score, and fell short by a few runs. Yesterday's match got over, and the Knight Riders lost by 10 runs, and today's match was lost by 6 runs. So, I mean, that's, this pitch is playing its tricks, and, we really need to talk about how the teams are collapsing after the 15th over. I mean, what do you guys think about the game that went on today?
15 over has been, a difficult mark for the batsmen in the game. Bowlers have trained, especially, the bowlers of RCB have been training, for their death overs, and they have contained those runs. They have contained those runs, and they put the pressure on the batsman to hit them. They were like, if we don't let them hit, they'll just fall into our lap. The wickets will fall into our lap, and that's exactly what happened. 14 runs in 2.2 overs with 4 wickets. That's what SRH lost today in the last.
Exactly. I don't know, man. I think that SRH had a collapse, and I would not give RCB so much credit for their win. I know RCB fans must be going crazy all over the country, and good for them. Good for them. This is only the second time that in all these years they've won their two consecutive first matches. But again, I think SRH, you are expecting more from them. You're not expecting a middle order that has Manish Pandey in it, who's settled Manish Pandey in it. You've got Johnny Bairstow in it, who was starting to look fine. He had played some 13 odd deliveries. You had a good stand from David Warner there. So I think you expect more from SRH, of course. Not very great from RCB as well. I mean, they went to that almost competitive total, you would say, and it's their second match when they couldn't post a big total. But once again, I think a lot more credit. I think a lot less credit I would like to give to RCB because I think the loss was SRH's own doing.
Interesting point you put there, being SRH own putting. I was thinking during the game that if Manish Pandey and, if Manish Pandey and Warner didn't hand the wickets to them, Warner played a very loose shot. That shot was uncalled for. If Manish Pandey and Warner got settled, they were settled. I mean, they were settled. But if they just, stuck out longer on the wicket, I know they weren't giving out too many runs. The run rate was slowly going up with 7 to 8, 8 to 9. But if they took the game to the end, they could have handled it well. Kohli did a very good job with bowling in Shahbaz Ahmed. Shahbaz Ahmed was a trick for Kohli to bring in a young bowler, inexperienced, and he got them those wickets of Bairstow, Manish Pandey, and Samad. Abdul Samad has been a great hitter of the ball. We have seen that in the previous IPL.
Shahbaz Ahmed had just talked about, right? I
Yeah.
think it was very careless. Like I said, the reason why I'm saying that SRH are themselves to be blamed for this loss is because of the exact fashion in which that over went, right? You had Johnny Bairstow going for that shot, getting beaten by the spin of the ball, and the wicket was turning. It was not like that was the first ball that turned. The wicket was anyways turning. We had Chehel turning a few balls, and Manish Pandey played them very late. So that was good from Manish Pandey. And that's why I said he was playing sensibly because he was playing those late spin deliveries with a lot of sensibility, with a lot of soft hands. But then what he did in that over, that was uncalled for. I think that was not sensible at all. You've just lost Johnny Bairstow, one of your bigger hitters, and you would like the match to go deep in the innings, right? Imagine if Manish Pandey still stayed with Rashid Khan. I think that would have been a very I mean that would have been a very interesting situation. But then again,
Yeah, absolutely.
all of them just going for big hits and
I think looking at the larger picture, what happened? What happened in yesterday's match and what happened in today's match as well? Similar conditions, similar chase, similar scores. 153 chase yesterday, or 150 chase today, right? So what's really happening here? If you see there's a pattern. You lose the first and the second wicket, right? And after that, I mean, Akshay says that you're not giving RCB too much credit for this because it was SRH's loss. I mean, I completely understand that, a team of their potential and the balance that they have, they could have definitely, they should have gone on to chase that total. But I don't want to take any credit away from them, because they did exactly what they were meant to do. After the first wicket falls, the pattern of winning here is that you build pressure, and that's what they did. You keep the run rate was about 7.5, I think,
Yeah.
and they kept putting the batsmen under 7, like 6, 6.5, 5, a couple of extras. One over went for 7, and after the 12th, 13th over, they just weren't able to hit boundaries. So they were successfully doing what they were meant to do, and the run rate just kept creeping up. By the 15th over, it was above 8. By the 16th over, it was above 9. So that's a big ask after that. Whether you get Rashid Khan, whether even if the batsman would have stayed, the ball was digging into the pitch. Let's just look at how this entire scenario plays out. The pace was completely varying. I mean, the ball was digging into the pitch. It wasn't coming really to the bat. And even a bowler like Kyle Jamieson, if you look at him, he was really digging the ball into the pitch. It's just taking a lot of time to just come to the bat. So you have to see these things, and you have to think how much really have the RCB bowlers contributed. They've put a lot of brains, they've put a lot of effort, and I definitely don't want to take any credit away from them. They were successfully building that pressure.
I'm not saying that I'm taking credit away, but the idea is when I look at the game and I say, well, I think the target was what, 150? RCB made 140. Target 140. And SRH made 142.
143.
So that's just 8 runs.
143, yeah.
143, that's just 7 runs. So am I saying that, well, if Johnny Bairstow and Manish Pandey would have played that Shahbaz Ahmed over sensibly, I don't think SRH would have lost this game. I'm in no way saying that, you take the credit away. Of course, Kohli always had this plan. Shahbaz Ahmed is a very new bowler to a lot of these guys who haven't played him. So, of course, that's a plan. I see that that's a plan. But when you've got an experienced customer like VVS Lakshman in your camp, when you've got Tom Moody in your camp, I think those guys, they know these situations and they're telling you, well, just hang in there, man. It's the 16th over. You talked about creeping run rate. I mean, they did not lose the game by 17 runs. And we said, well, okay, the run rate had creeped in a lot. The total was there for their taking. And, come on. You saw Johnny Bairstow playing on Indian pitches, hitting Washington Sundar and Rahul Chahar in a series just now. So I think the plan, the idea where I'm coming from is, and like I said, these are T20 games. You cannot take away anything from the side that goes on to win it. But you've got to criticize some sides where they need that criticism. I think, again, just to mention, I think it was really that 1 over. It was a game turner. But again, Abdul Samad also, you've had 2 experienced guys going after the shot, not getting it. Just play it out, man. Just hang in there. Hang in with your partner. But none of that happened. So, I'm not a lot.
Yeah, they could have taken it deeper. Especially if you talk about someone like Manish Pandey, who's definitely, playing some really knacky and smart shots, just, clipping the ball, cutting the ball a little over third man, and that was great to watch. He knew even if the third man was inside the circle, he was just taking that single rotating strike. I don't mind that strike rate. I feel like he was the most sensible guy on the pitch. And that one shot actually definitely cost SRH a lot, but I wouldn't blame him too much. There should have been other people who could have stepped up, in these situations, and we definitely saw Warner very, very frustrated with himself. They thought, okay, Shahbaz Ahmed, new bowler, take him on, get 1 boundary in this over, probably 1 6 or something, and all of them tried that. The 3 wickets that fell. So I think the thing that was there in their mind was, we'll take this 1 bowler, because after that, who have you got? You've got you've got Harshal Patel bowling 2 death overs. He's going to bowl those Yorkers, he's going to bowl those little short, low full tosses, which you aren't going to be able to slog for 6s. For
Siraj as well.
So they were like, okay, Siraj as well, he's become pretty good at handling pressure. So they were a little like, okay, can we take on Siraj's Harshal Patel? Can we hit them for 6s? Not sure, Rashid was able to hit 1, but you can't really be sure. So they were like, okay, let's target this bowler. So I think it was that thought in their mind cost them a lot.